boxers, they're like, oh, I can beat him. And you get in the ring, and all of a sudden, you're like, oh yeah, I see his punch, bump, he hit you, and it's bloody sad, mate. Now let me ask this, do you...
They're talking about fighting July 19th.
Oh, man. Barrios.
Why?
I don't like to really count age as a factor, but
that hasn't fought in I don't know how many years just jumps up and take your spot, and it may win a title.
Boxing pros are divided on the Manny Pacquiao versus Mario Barrios fight. Some believe Pacquiao's legendary skill will prevail, while others favor Barrios' youth and power in this high-stakes battle. Justin Fortune, one of Pacquiao's trainers, has openly praised the Filipino icon's work ethic and dedication despite his advancing years. Fortune referred to Pacquiao as the Michael Jordan of boxing, highlighting his unmatched competitiveness and longevity. He emphasized that Pacquiao has remained active over the years, maintaining conditioning and sharpness that belie his age of 46. Fortune expressed confidence that Pacquiao will overcome Barrios, citing his disciplined training and mental toughness.
His age, yeah, I mean, but you know, it's not, listen, he's 45, 46.
Are you leaving jail?
45, 46, but he's not. He's always active. So he's always staying active. He's always doing something, mostly playing basketball, some sort of sport, something cardio. So, no, not really.
When Nate Diaz beat Conor McGregor, he said, I'm not surprised. So Manny could say that after he beats Barrios, that he wasn't surprised that he's supposed to win?
Well, what, well, you know, Diaz beat, I mean, different Diaz, you know.
He's already as fast as he's been all the years. He hasn't lost a beat?
No. Even if he did lose a beat, he's still faster than anyone else out there. But, you know, you just have to set a schedule because he's not 25 anymore. So, yeah.
But what does it mean to boxing that he's back? What does it mean? Like, you can feel the festive energy.
Of course, because he's
an icon.
He's an icon. He's Pacquiao. He's the Jordan of boxing. Simple as that.
No, he has more championships than Jordan. He has 8.
No, you know, I mean, he's
he's an
famous.
iconic figure. Yeah, he is.
And boxing.
Yeah. No, it's true. The sport is hurting. There's nobody like Manny. Well, you're very popular these days. Everyone loves you.
Oscar de la Hoya supports Manny Pacquiao's comeback, believing the veteran's heart and skill remain strong despite his age. He praises Pacquiao's legendary career and insists experience matters more than years. De La Hoya thinks Manny still has enough left in the tank to challenge younger fighters like Mario Barrios.
I wish him all the best.
Quadra, I love him. Can he do it?
Quadra? Can he do it? Absolutely. Manny Pacquiao's
Oscar needs.
He's a legend, you know.
Some nice ones, thank you.
He's a legend. I think he can do it. Absolutely. I mean, it's not going to be easy, but I think he can do it. Yeah.
Jeff Mayweather, a former professional boxer and trainer, voiced sharp criticism regarding Manny Pacquiao's upcoming world title fight against Mario Barrios. Mayweather argued that Pacquiao has not earned the chance to compete for a world title at this point. According to him, the fighters currently competing in the welterweight division have been diligently working to climb the rankings and secure legitimate opportunities, while Pacquiao appears to be jumping back into the fray unexpectedly. Mayweather expressed frustration that Pacquiao, who has been largely inactive in recent years, is now poised to take a title shot away from active contenders who have been grinding in the division.
Going for another belt, taking on Mario Barrios. What do you make of this?
Well, first of all, before I even talk about the fight, it seems that boxing has changed because this guy's been retired for what, 3 or 4 years?
Hey, what's his last fight, Thurman?
Yeah.
Been a while. He's 46 years old.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing is that he's done nothing to be fighting for a world title.
Oh, yeah, for certain. Yeah,
So, I mean, I don't understand why he's even fighting for a world title.
But to make a comparison, isn't that kind of the same thing, though, really? Is like Floyd fighting Conor?
It's not the same.
Why not?
Because.
Oh, okay. Well, that explains it.
But, no, I mean, the thing is that he's done nothing to actually be fighting for a world title other than just his name and what he's done in his past.
Well, don't you think someone of his stature is legendary?
I mean, his stature is legendary, but still, you have guys that are fighting right now that's fighting to try to get to that number one spot, and basically you have a guy that hasn't fought in I don't know how many years, just jumps up and take your spot, and it may win a title.
But we see that all the time, right? Some guys.
Despite skepticism, some analysts point to historical precedents where older fighters defied expectations. George Foreman famously reclaimed the heavyweight world title at age 45, stunning the boxing world with his comeback victory. This example fuels hope among Pacquiao's supporters that age need not be a barrier to success in boxing. Foreman's achievement is often cited as proof that, with the right preparation and mindset, veteran fighters can overcome youth and vigor to capture glory once more.
Sharp as could be.
And I wish him well. Big George, God rest his soul, was 45 when he won the heavyweight title. Bernard was, 43, 44, 45 when he won his third world title. So, I mean, listen, miracles can happen. He's focused, he looks fit, and I wish him well. I love him. Wish him the best.
Popular boxing commentator Romero offered a different perspective, suggesting that the outcome of the fight is secondary to Pacquiao's legacy. Romero pointed out that Pacquiao's status as a legend is already cemented, making the result less critical. He applauded Pacquiao's willingness to continue competing regardless of the risks involved, noting that this attitude is rare and admirable. Additionally, Romero expressed interest in potentially fighting Pacquiao himself in the future, underscoring the respect Pacquiao commands within the boxing community.
Which fighters actually fought?
Rolly Pacquiao.
Well, Barrios, do you think he beats Barrios?
Don't matter if he beats Barrios or not. Still Rolly Pacquiao. How many losses does Pacquiao have? Oh, that's another thing, bro. Pacquiao another one that don't give a fuck about losses, and everyone keep tuning in for him, right? Bro, all that undefeated shit, that don't mean shit if you're not fighting nobody. Nobody gives a fuck about you.
Former Olympic boxer Tony Jeffries provided a sobering assessment of Pacquiao's return bout. He stressed that this is not an exhibition match, but a serious, full-length fight scheduled for 12 rounds against a younger, prime athlete in Mario Barrios. Jeffries cautioned that, given Pacquiao's age of 46, the physical demands and pace of a professional title fight will be intense and brutal. He likened the situation to Mike Tyson's ill-fated comeback, which ended quickly and painfully, implying that Pacquiao might face a similarly harsh outcome.
2-minute rounds, or it's not like one of these Floyd Mayweather fights where he is fighting someone who's unknown for an exhibition and getting millions and millions of dollars. If Manny was doing that, I'd be like, well, yeah, makes more sense than fighting a bloody world champion. No, this is different. He's doing a 12 3-minute round world title fight against a current world champion in Mario Barrios, who is only 29 years old and in his prime right now. Now, before I talk about why boxers think it's a good idea to come out of retirement and the dangers behind that, I want to talk about the first thing that goes when a boxer is getting old. Now, Manny Pacquiao retired 4 years ago. The last time he won a fight was in 2019. And when you have not been training consistently, like I know Manny hasn't, because he's running for Senate in the Philippines right now, and when I retired, I was only 27 years old. And what happens is you think, oh, look, I'm seeing these boxers, I can beat him. And then you go in the gym and you're like, oh, yeah, you're training. But the first thing that goes in a boxer, do you know what it is? It's not the speed of the punches. It's not your footwork. It's not even your fitness. It's not even your punch power. That's what people say is your last thing that goes. It is your timing. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, when you've been boxing consistently for years and you're in front of someone and you can tell when they're going to throw a punch. You can see the little twitch in the arm or just the way they move. You see that punch coming, that split second, boom, you get out of the way of it. You see it coming, boom, you get out of the way of it. Well, you don't lose seeing that punch coming. You can always see the punch coming, but what you do lose is the ability to get out of the way of that punch. So you'll be in there and you're like, oh, you're going to throw the punch, boom, and you hit your word. Where back...
Current boxing star Terence Crawford expressed a measured uncertainty regarding Pacquiao's chances. While acknowledging Pacquiao's legendary status, Crawford noted that age is a factor that cannot be ignored. However, he also conceded that in boxing, surprises do happen, and Pacquiao's success would upend current narratives and criticisms. Crawford's comments reflect the tension between respect for Pacquiao's career and the harsh realities of competing against younger fighters.
There's a rumour going around this week that Manny Pacquiao is going to return. What do you make of that?
I don't know. We shall see. I don't know.
Do you think he's too old at 46 to fight Barrios?
I can't say if he's too old or not. You know, if he get in there and win, then everybody will be saying different. So I don't put no limit on an all-time great like Manny Pacquiao.
The boxing community and fans worldwide are closely watching Manny Pacquiao's comeback, drawing notable parallels to George Foreman's historic return to championship glory at the age of 45. Foreman's achievement is widely regarded as a benchmark for aging fighters defying conventional expectations in the sport. Many experts and enthusiasts believe that Pacquiao's unparalleled work ethic, sustained energy, and illustrious career provide him with a realistic chance to replicate this remarkable feat. Despite the undeniable physical challenges that come with age, Pacquiao's technical skill, ring intelligence, and mental toughness remain formidable assets. His return is not only seen as a quest for another title, but also as a testament to perseverance and passion for boxing. While skepticism about the physical demands at this stage exists, the respect for Pacquiao's legacy fuels widespread hope that he can once again achieve greatness in the ring.
If George Foreman can win a title at 45 years old and Bernard Hopkins can do it at 49 years old, then Manny Pacquiao can win a world title at 46 years old. I see this narrative quite a bit online, and there's a difference between Foreman and Hopkins situations and Pacquiao situation. I mean, Foreman was a heavyweight, and usually guys in the bigger weight classes, they can still compete as they get older, because they rely more on power and size, and less on footwork and speed. Right, Foreman, he knocked out more to win the titles. Now, Hopkins, he did have a pretty impressive skill set at 49 years old to outbox Shumenov. But again, the guy was heavier, 175 pounds, and he had never been stopped in his career, so he had less wear and tear on his body and chin. Whereas someone at the lower weight classes like Pacquiao, he relies more on speed, footwork, and volume, and these sorts of attributes will be worse at 46 years old. Not to mention, he has been stopped a couple times, and he will be the smaller man than Barrios. So the odds are really stacked against him, and I don't completely count him out because he is so great and skilled, so I would give him a small chance. But Pacquiao winning would be more impressive than what Foreman or Hopkins did, because Manny's trying to do it at a smaller weight class.
Veteran boxer Ricky Hatton offered a grounded and cautionary perspective on Manny Pacquiao's comeback. Expressing concern, Hatton questioned the judgment of boxing authorities for approving a world title fight involving a 46-year-old athlete, highlighting the potential risks to both Pacquiao's health and the sport's credibility. He argued that in the pursuit of commercial success and public spectacle, safety protocols and ethical considerations may be taking a back seat.
4 years he's fighting for the WBC welterweight title. That's July the 19th in Vegas, ironically. What did you make of that news when you heard it?
Well, it's boxing today, isn't it? To be honest with you, boxing's, you know, if you can let a 58-year-old Mike Tyson box a Jake Paul, then, well, Manny Pacquiao going back at 46 doesn't look too bad, does it? But Manny is coming back, though. You know, Tyson was coming back fighting Jake Paul. Manny's coming back fighting for the world title. But, and I say this with love, you know, how has Manny got his world title shot? He's been retired 6 years. He can't. He's got that on our previous successes, hasn't he? You know, to walk straight after being retired so many years ago, straight into a world title fight. How is that allowed possible? What happened? Surely he must have been dropped out of the rankings when he retired. All of a sudden, he decided to make a comeback. They put him straight in at #1 contender. I think only boxing can answer that.
I think he's. Did you say fifth, Joe? He's been already placed fifth in the world ranking.
Drawing a parallel to Mike Tyson's return to the ring in his later years, Hatton emphasized that such matchups, especially those marked by wide age and physical condition disparities, can diminish the sport's competitive integrity. He warned that while nostalgia and star power draw attention, they could ultimately overshadow fair competition and responsible matchmaking. Hatton's remarks reflect a broader concern among boxing purists who value legacy, athletic merit, and fighter welfare over financial gain and fleeting entertainment.
You know, when you've been retired years and, you know, currently on your previous... He was a hell of a fighter a few years back, but we don't know what he's going to be like today. So, you know, you'd like to think he'd have a couple of warm-up fights so we can say, yeah, and then get him in. But boxing these days, I think the money's everything in it.
You fought both, obviously. In your opinion, who's better? Who's tougher?
I think Floyd Mayweather. Yeah, I think Floyd Mayweather. I mean, and that sounds rich because he absolutely was probably one of the most brutal knockouts in boxing history, I'd say. You know what I mean? When I see him getting knocked out by Pacquiao on Instagram or YouTube or anything like that, it's in the top 10 of the most destructive knockouts of all time.
Yeah.
But I was a little bit past myself back in the day. You know, I'd had one or two. I wasn't a master of defense like Floyd Mayweather. I'd take 4 to get one in sometimes, you know.
A noticeable portion of the boxing fan base has expressed disappointment or skepticism about the fight. Many worry that Pacquiao's reflexes, stamina, and overall physical condition are no longer at their peak, reducing the quality and competitiveness of the bout. There is apprehension that fans may witness a diminished performance from a legendary athlete, tarnishing his legacy rather than enhancing it.
A lot of people, from that side saying that, Mario Barrios and Manny Pacquiao been negotiating the fight and everything. And I'm going to just be real, honestly, man, I don't care for this fight. Because I don't care to see Manny Pacquiao back fighting again in the ring. Like, it serves no justice seeing Manny Pacquiao after we just seen him fight in the exhibition and was not looking good at all in this exhibition. Like, he did not look good in the exhibition fight at all. So I really don't want to see Manny Pacquiao fight Mario Barrios. Mario Barrios, I mean, he gets a big payday and he gets to put a legend on his resume. And I think Mario Barrios would definitely win this fight because I just don't think Manny Pacquiao has any gas left in the tank to fight, at an elite level like he did in the past. You know what I mean? And I don't want to see him mess up his legend over trying to come back and fight, a younger fighter when, Manny Pacquiao, he's way out of his prime. So I don't want to see this fight in particular for real, but yeah, Manny Pacquiao, like, damn, they're close to 50, man. Like, come on, man. It was hard watching Manny Pacquiao in the exhibition fight that we seen him in a few months ago. Like, shit, that's why Ryan Garcia was about to fight the damn dude because Manny Pacquiao was getting clipped in that shit, man. For real. He was getting clipped, man. So I'm like, I don't know if I want to see Manny Pacquiao, fight anybody. I don't even want.
Beyond the immediate excitement, medical experts and commentators have voiced concerns about the potential health risks associated with Pacquiao's return. The brutal nature of boxing, combined with the reduced physical resilience that comes with age, increases the likelihood of serious injury. With years of relative inactivity and no recent official fights, questions arise about Pacquiao's readiness to withstand the rigors of a championship bout.
I'm hearing things here. Manny Pacquiao aiming for a shock return to the ring, age 46, Josh.
Yeah, I read something about that, man. It's, that guy's my hero, I named my dog after him and stuff like that, but he's touching 50 years old. I think, he should leave it where it is, but, obviously, if you get a chance to share a ring with Manny Pacquiao, nobody's going to say no,
Former Pacquiao rival Tim Bradley added his perspective, suggesting that financial incentives rather than competitive passion may be driving the comeback. He indicated that many retired fighters return to the ring due to monetary needs, rather than a true desire to compete at the highest level. Bradley also pointed out the risk Barrios poses as a young, prime champion capable of decisively ending Pacquiao's career.
Pacquiao getting back in the ring again for a world title fight.
Well, obviously, it has to be pertaining to any kind of money. It has to be financial. I mean, any fighter that comes back, especially from retirement, a guy like Manny Pacquiao, it definitely has to do with money. 1, 2. I think Manny Pacquiao, his C game is a lot better than anybody, a lot of guys' A game, even with the age. But you have to take into account the last time he stepped foot in that ring, man, against Ugas. He didn't look good. He was outmatched by, a fighter, a younger fighter. Barrios is no slouch. Barrios is a young fighter, bigger fighter, knows how to, control distance very well. Can punch a little bit. Like, he's no easy task for anybody in the welterweight division. And for Manny to come back after this long and to face a young guy like that is dangerous. And sometimes, these old legends, they got to get beat up several times before they call it quits. That Ugas fight, I don't know if it was enough for Pacquiao. That's why he's coming back. But Barrios, he can finish Pacquiao. There's a possibility that he can finish Pacquiao and basically cause him to go back into retirement once again. But again, what they say, the last thing that leaves is the power. If Manny got any of that power still left in him, if he lands that left hand, he can hurt the young gun. So, but that's easier said than done.
Yeah, I actually think he can beat Bar.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned until next time.